What's up, you wonderful, beautiful nerds, to another anime discussion presented by the Anime Association. I am your humble host, Shin the Hero. And before we get into all of that, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, help us out. That's great. Now we're going to get all of that out the way. We're going to jump into Windbreakers, episode 5, season 2. Somewhere I Belong. Nope, that's not the name of it. It's a place I belong. And I have with me the crew. We have Forbes,
You.
Anime Addict,
What's up?
and Ginyu Talk.
Hey.
So, fellas, before we jump into it, like I said in last week's episode, whatever comments we had, we was going to address those things. Jumping up behind. We didn't get that many comments, but like most of the comments were about this. Again, I apologize if I'm gonna jack up your YouTube name, but it's what is it? It looked like B Bryce or B Chris B His for president. That's what I'm assuming that is. But it says here at 5 minutes 45 seconds, it says, yeah, the growth and development is definitely so good, man. And then they said a great discussion for us guys. You love to see it, love to see it. And then they agreed with something at 4 minutes that and 4 seconds. I'm assuming it's us talking about the character growth, but that's what I'm assuming. If you want your comment addressed, read, and all that jazz, you know what to do. Drop a comment on this video, and we will talk about it next week. So let's jump into episode 5. Not much happened. It still is a slice of life episode about this and everything like that. We finally, cause I'm gonna be honest, I was getting tired of my man. I love Sakura. I love him to death, but I was getting tired of him. Keep on going. Yeah, man, I've been alone my whole life. I've been alone my whole life. Just let them in, goddamn it, dang, man.
How many times they gotta beat you up to let you know they there for you, bro? Every time. They always gotta yoke them up, man.
I hope we are past that now. But I mean, I will say, what's the anime? It's called Cloverworks. I think that's the anime studio, right? Who's doing this? They did a really good job signifying the little tightrope and making it all like dark and dreary and everything like that. And then when everything got light, you saw how high the tightrope was, and then you saw that grassy plain and everything like that. Addict, initial thoughts, how you liked about this episode and everything.
Yeah, about the tightrope, I loved how basically like he's outside the classroom and the door is basically symbolizing the tightrope, and he when he took a leap off the tightrope, he takes a step into the classroom. That's when all of his classmates are in there and we see the field of flowers. It's just a beautiful metaphorical symbolism thing right there.
Forbes.
Bruh, just to touch back on the tightrope, the way they portrayed that, like they did a good job at that, man. Cause it really showed his loneliness, how he really feels. And to get through all that is the light at the end, which is the classroom where everybody's at. So the way they did that, I felt like it was executed real good though.
G.
Yeah, just echoing what everybody said. Yeah, I did like the tightrope scene itself, just kind of just showing the struggles that he's kind of dealing with, but also just obviously symbolizing, as what Addict said, is that the tightrope being the line between at the outside of the classroom and the inside. So that was pretty good. That was pretty good. So I'm happy. I'm happy for that, and I'm looking forward to the rest of it.
All right, G, give us a rundown of the plot of this episode real quick.
I think. Do you know what? I think
Just give me a quick rundown.
the plot itself for this episode is just to simplify it is just kids' problems. These are just kids' issues that that's what it is. Just yeah, guys trying to fit in. These he's forcing himself not to fit in. People are telling him, shut the hell up, you need to fit in, you do fit in. It kept that simple, really. And I think that was the rundown of it, eventually getting to the point where he's like, oh, okay, cool, I will actually fit in. So yeah, I don't think there's much more I can elaborate on that.
What was the best character in this episode? At it. What was the best character?
Definitely Tsubaki. Uh, their introduction into the show was hilarious to see, and like their interactions with Umemiya and Sakura, especially what happens at the end, which I'm sure we'll touch about in a couple minutes. But yeah, they're definitely my favorite character.
All right, Forbes, how you feeling about characters and the plot of this episode?
Bro, the two twins, bro. Those are my
The
favorites,
twins.
bro. Bro, because one of them, he ain't with it. I don't know if he's not with it, because he's really not showing no emotion. But the other one, man, he got like this. I don't know, like this facade about him. Like, look, bro, I may look friendly, but I still throw hands, big dog. Like, like that's what I get off from for real, for real. The whole plot of the episode, I really felt like they was trying to portray like how much they actually accepted him and how he's gonna move forward of not trying to feel alone all the time. So the relationship between him and the crew is definitely touched on a whole lot more, and I like that.
Okay. Like harken back into Addicts talking about Subaki. Like her or their introduction.
They, yeah,
Yeah,
their
their
introduction,
introduction was pretty good. I will say that. Like
yeah,
it was a pretty good formal introduction and everything like that. Even the voice actor did like
yeah,
really good. I
yeah.
really like the voice actor. I am interested in hearing this in dub. Cause like I started watching this in dub. I really want to revisit this episode, specifically this part, and hear what they do with because like I don't know nothing about who they cast for
Mm-hmm.
this particular role and everything and how they were actually gonna do this. But like cause it could be a hit and miss. It could be a hit
Yeah,
and miss.
yeah, it
Um
could.
but like the fact that my man Sakura just like accepted Tsubaki's like feminine qualities and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like one of those things where it was like 180. It was like he knows how people gets ostracized and everything like that because of his hair and because of his
Yeah.
eyes and everything like that. And for him to like just instantly just like, yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
get you, I feel you. And that was just wholesome. Like this
Yeah.
whole episode was
Yeah.
just wholesome and good. Just good vibes all the way through.
It definitely
Favorite
shocked
part?
him though. It definitely shocked him though when he first did it.
What do you
That
mean?
that had me
Sakura?
rolling. Sakura. And he was like, why is his voice so deep? Yeah.
Oh yeah, what?
Oh, this is a guy.
Especially
He said, oh, this is
yeah,
a guy the whole
especially
time.
yeah,
Yeah.
especially he showed up on him. He's like,
Yeah.
God dang, she
He's like,
tall.
yo, Jesus. Because he literally just ran up on him though. I was like, oh man. So I feel him on that.
What's your favorite part of the episode, Forbes?
Um, Probably that. I ain't gonna lie. Like that had me rolling, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. And mostly, you know what I'm saying, the tightrope part at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm,
like that can tell a whole lot without saying too much. You know what I'm saying? If you really deep into the story or you want to look at something in another perspective type stuff. You know what I'm saying? To build more character development for the character for real. Build a better connection. But yeah.
Addict. Favorite part of the episode.
Um, either the part with Tsubaki or when they're in the restaurant, basically
Oh
showcasing
yeah, yeah.
all of their the bonds that they share, their
Hmm.
brotherhood. And they were all like taking turns sharing, different things that they're afraid of,
Yeah.
basically opening up to the other classmates and stuff.
Yeah, I think the Tsubaki was pretty good. I had been really curious to see, that character kind of come into play, to kind of see what they're about, but also like I do like the fact that like when you look at them, people may have whatever thoughts they may have, but deep down this person can throw hands. You just ain't seen them hands being thrown yet, but they can throw hands. And then obviously, yeah, and then as what added to saying in terms of like when they were actually having a meal, and they're sharing what they're all afraid of, and how like my boy tried to play it off like he ain't got no fear until Nero said, "Well, I heard this," and then his eye twitched like he's like so I think that was a really good moment for me. I think
Hmm.
Who you think
yeah.
told him that? Who you think told him that? Who you think
I don't know.
he
Somebody
got that
snitching,
information
bro.
from?
Yes,
That he
somebody
It,
snitching,
there,
bro.
there was like 3 or 4 classmates that were like giggling, so I think it was all them.
Oh, but
Yeah.
he always know everything,
Yeah,
bro. Like I'm like, bro, how does he know
gotta
this,
pay
bro?
pay the right
Like
people.
I mean, he's our information guy, man. That's what he is. He's our information
it's
guy.
crazy.
With good stuff, with us praising the episode and everything, we do gotta see about bad stuff. Me personally, like I said, in the beginning, like even though with the cold that cold ass opening in the beginning with the tightrope and everything like that, and then him going through the emotions of finally being accepted and everything like, or finally letting people in to accept him and everything like that. That was great, but I was getting real I was getting tired. I was finna go through the TV and slap this man myself and let them. I'd be like, bruh, them your friends. Let them be your friends, man. Damn. I was getting real tired. But other than that, like I said, I can't really think of too much bad things I didn't like or anything I didn't like about this episode. Gee, was there anything you didn't like about the episode?
No, I think the the only gripes that people might probably have is obviously like people are expecting hands, 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 but like when you actually really, as I said a little bit at the top of the show, in a nutshell, the overall hands are in the story, but hands are a secondary part of the story. The main story here is these are kids that have issues, basically like normal kids issues, where you feel like you don't feel like you belong, or sometimes, or situation with Tsubaki where you're going through a certain period in your life. These are normal issues that happen with kids, and I think you know that's what is what I like the most about it. And I think maybe if you're into hands, hands, hands only, then that could be a drawback of I don't care about their stories. I just want the hands. But for me personally, there's been no negatives. I think this is the second episode that I'd said between 4 and 5 where they were gonna have this little last moment with Sakura. He has this little whine and about being accepted, and then he feels part of the group, and then six to 12 until the end, it's all straight hands and what the story is, and he's feeling all included. So I think no qualms for me. A near perfect episode because it did what it needed to do for me.
Addict?
Yeah, I fully agree with Ginyu here. I personally don't have any negative comments on the episode, but I can understand why some people who may want to see hands, 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 like he's saying, not necessarily enjoying this type of slow burn episode that we've been getting the past 2 or 3 episodes.
Forbes?
No, I agree with you, Shan. Uh, man, just get over it, bro. Like that's how I feel. Like just reminds me of something that's been done before, which I know like that's a certain niche that they put in their storytelling in Japan. Uh, and I really probably can't speak on what I'm saying, certain things they come up on, what I'm saying, in their culture. But I'm just like, bruh, look, they're literally running up to you and telling you, bro, you're in the gang. You got a coat. You got everything we have, bro. You're dressing like us. We just fought 10 people, bro, together, bro. Defeated the whole gang, all that. And you still think you're not welcome here, bro? Shut up, bro. Go sit down in the corner. You're good, bro. But that's my only thing though. That's it. Just really that. Everything else, like it really shows like how the author really can not only talk about fades and throwing hands and everything, and really give us some story and some character development and how their relationship is together.
Before we close this and see about our predictions and everything like that, what do y'all think about how Sakura reacts to the affection and I'm assuming the crush that Tsubaki has on my boy Umeme? How like that was a whole thing right there. How y'all feel about that? Addy, how you feeling about that?
I sort of feel like because he's been alone all these years, he's like the whole like romance and love thing is new to him as well. So I think when he sees this like right in front of his eyes, he doesn't know what to expect, so he just gets all embarrassed and blushes and everything. So it's funny to see like how he reacts to it.
G, how you
Yes,
feeling
same
about
thing. I
that?
think it wasn't. It was just more so the affection that kind of throws him off. It's not so much whether who's having for what affection. It's just affection as a whole. That when it kind of happens, it's a very foreign concept to him, and he just deals with it by just blushing. But it was also quite funny when Sabake was just like, "Oh, let's go on a date," and that really he didn't say no. He didn't say no, but it spun him. It turned him red. So again, like that's what I'm saying. It was more so the affection, not obviously whatever. So I think affection is what kind of spooks my guy.
Forbes.
Yeah, man, I agree with all y'all on it, bro. Like, I just felt like it was funny the way they spotlighted it though, and his facial expressions, bro, just hilarious. But yeah, like I honestly felt like it was put there at the right time, and it wasn't like forced. Like where he just walked in and like, oh, all the attention went straight to him. So yeah, yeah. But other than that though, yeah, I fuck with it.
All right. Well, prediction wise, for what are we looking at for episode 6 and beyond? What are you thinking is going to happen?
I really think that we're gonna probably see the what's the one guy's name that was basically that stood up at the end of episode 2, right? No, 3. It was at the end credits.
Oh, the tatted up dude.
Yeah, I think something from that is gonna spark something, and it's gonna build up to episode 6. Something small though, I'm telling you, like he's probably gonna show up.
Okay, G.
Um, very close to what Forbes was saying, but I think the only difference is I think we're going to get another little beef with another territory gang before we get into the Frank stuff. I think because there's 6 episodes left until the season ends. I think they may give us maybe one or two more episodes with a rival gang, and then the remaining episodes being Frank. So I'm anticipating episode 6 to be a rival gang that we haven't seen yet. So
Mhm.
some hands are coming back.
Add it.
Yeah, I also agree. I think gonna get more into the action and building up to the Frank gang and everything. And I definitely think that Tsubaki is gonna be the one to knock a bunch of them around and stuff because of how strong she looks or he
Hmm.
looks.
They look. There you go.
Yeah,
I mean, I do feel that is a play, but like, uh, Umi, he did kind of like foreshadow something because like they were leaving. The twins and Tsubaki were leaving
Hmm.
to go do something. He was like, "Oh, that's today. Oh, you're going to that place again." So I'm assuming whatever that is going on, we probably will get hands. And look, man, the hands are great. It is they're all well animated street brawls and everything like that.
Hmm.
Action is fun. But I do feel like the character focus of this show is the heart of Windbreaker as a whole. Like that's the reason why you keep coming back and everything for the characters, not just the hands are just it's that
Yeah.
cherry on top. It's just
Hmm.
that cherry on top. You tell us what you thought about the episode down below and give us some good old comments that we can respond to next week. I have been Shin the Hero. That is Anime Addict, Forbes, and G. We will catch y'all in the next one. Anime Association out.